Hello everybody, King Cleo here, and welcome back to the channel. As I'm here to tutorial you, I'm back again to show what is it our channel is about. I mean, you might have seen the last video earlier, but right now today I'll be teaching you how to make arms easily, like how to make arms. So I hope you might enjoy this video, and I will get right into this video right now. So now let's get this started. First, I want to make sure so that you have your pencil or your eraser, or you have a pencil with the eraser. Then grab a sheet or piece of paper, like any paper, like school paper or your notebook paper, like from the case, or you can just find a piece of paper lying around the ground and just use it, and makes it easy. It doesn't matter how expensive it can be. Excuse me, but it can be any paper, but this one you can make it more authentic, so you can have a good quality of your art. So it doesn't matter what paper, what size it is. It shows like an image in your mind. So the way we start the arm is first we gotta learn how the basics of the arm first. Normally we have to understand the shapes of the arms face forward, the shoulders, the elbow, and the forearm. And you can guess the last worst part is what everybody's afraid of, is the hands. Like everyone's not good at making hands, but that's pretty sure that nobody's perfect making hands, but that's how we all are. It's like there's a car like beeping.
Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
As I was saying, making the basic arms is had to learn by the different spots of where the arm is placing. It's the shoulders, the elbow, the forearm, and the hand. Now, the reason why is that because normally people understand like how the arms work, but sometimes we had to know what the bones place in, and I'm gonna keep your time. So we're gonna try to do the basics of the arm. Right now we can draw a circle, like this is gonna be the shoulder. This is gonna be the shoulder. This line will be the first piece of the arm, and this is gonna be the elbow, and there's the forearm. Then we make a little block like so for the hand. Now we don't have to go over the hand right now, but that's me here now. I'll make another video of how to draw hands, but if I don't know how to do it, man, that really hurts a lot. But anyways, so like making the arms like that, the shoulder where the chest piece is at is where exactly your opponent gets. Right now I just want to make a little chest piece. Well, I can make it more sense. If you want to make a chest piece, let's go ahead. You don't have to make it like yourself. You wanna fall, but I'm just showing you a sample. Now, because the way the shoulder has different types of muscle body parts. Because if you're making like a hero or whatever, like different types of sizes of the muscles of the shoulders, sometimes the shoulders will actually show up like how muscular they are. But if you're making a skinny person, you could just make a little similar screen line, right? So right now we're gonna make a little shoulder. So we're gonna make the shoulder, we're gonna make the same thing, and what you need to do is actually make a little curve like so, and this curve right here is where the piece of the shoulder is. Now it might be like simple, like oh, it's just like a little bit simple. Why don't I just make the arm right now? Well, you can make the arm, but except you had to understand where the shoulder places, because if you actually think you want to stretch something, how you gonna know where you gotta make a detail with the armpits. That's why I'm talking about the armpits. Like you gotta know where the muscles are gonna stretch. Now we're gonna make the first arm, and like the top arm. I have no idea what that piece of arm is called. So we're just gonna make shapes. Right now we're just gonna make shapes. Then we're gonna make the forearm. The forearm is actually one of the things But when you draw this forearm, when you make this sphere, a little stretch of a circle, but you remember you go a little bit down, goes bigger, and then you go way down smaller, because that's where the wrist comes in, and because you know the wrist actually is prevented, and then you make this other side straight, because what it actually is, because this side it's actually more showing more muscles in that side over here. But except when you make different patterns, the length, when you look at the arm, like look at other people's, it shows like a different ways of the picture. So this is how what makes it an arm works. Then we're gonna make this little curve, and we're gonna start making a little bit showing that has more potential of an actual arm. Now I know we're gonna do the hand, but this is what, because this is for our arm. Then we made this side here, and when elbows, when you make elbows, depending on which size of elbow, I know like people like understand like what it could be a little bit off when you bend your bones, because when your bones actually stretches in around and the muscle, so your bone actually will show, but except it will never come out, but it will show it there. Then we make this arm, and we connect it to this other arm. And right there, when we get to the shoulders, put this line where the shoulders at, and this is when your results will come out. Because when you make muscles like a normal arm muscle, you had to make sure it shows a little tight on the side. It could be complicated, I know. It could be complicated to understand, but that's one of the for like different characters have different perspective of arms. And right here we get a little curve. This is when the tricky comes in. This side right here, this part right here, this piece of side here, that's when you start to realize this is what the full arm covers. When your armpit, it matters, because if the person actually would straight his arm, you only can see like push his arm forward, and then like feels like you start extend the arm facing with arms. I know I'm talking too much. Yeah, so I'm kind of now just gonna erase this piece, like so you can see the full body perspective, like so. And you don't have to worry about like basics, but this isn't what I'm just here to a basic tree. This is actually just a level 1 training, because if you're a good artist, like know how to make artists, but you know how to work, because each difficulty level, so it could be a little bit tricky, but everyone's cannot be perfect on an artist, but still they always practice and practice. Like practice makes perfect, that's it every day. But let this phrase that, like practice you make a lot of progress. Like practice you train yourself as you learn a way. And practice and learning, because you understand like what is the meaning of what practice is. Not arms, but practice. Now this is called like the men's arm. So I'm just gonna write that down, a men's arm. Because you need to know the difference between a men's arm and a women's arm. Because when women's arm, because right now I'm gonna do the same thing, but a little bit different. We're gonna change the style. Because a women's arm, they're a little bit skinnier as a men's arm. Because don't forget, because sometimes sometimes people has different body proportion because it depends on the human body, and the reason why a woman's arm is a little bit skinnier, smaller, but that's how it was made. That's how you understand. Because sometimes people like mistakenly like how people different body proportions of what they create characters, and then they realize like one arm is bigger, the other one is like smaller. Well, because one is actually could be 3D, or two, it could be a mistake because they do not understand of what they're actually drawing. what they're drawing with, because they understand this arm is a little bit different than the other one. So yeah, you did the same thing, but make it a little small. Like this is a small arm. Now remember, this is a little bit different, because this is, you might understand why. So let me put women's. Oh, that was spelled mispronounced. Excuse me. Now, women's arm. Sorry about my grammar. Like, I just like draw a blank spare. So, for a women's arm, let's see, I could get my hand showing the camera. So, in arm perspective, it goes around smoothly. There is no attachment of a attached shows this type of detail of the arm, because you know, because this is where you actually your shoulders are, because the shoulder is actually just like fully connects it, like fully connected. You can't see what it's fully connected, but it's right there. Then we made the elbow like there. Then we can go all the way down the wrist. Then we make this wrist upside. And pretty sure, like, sometimes the how different characters you want to make, no matter how they could be strong, they could be skinny, boneless. Why did I say boneless for? Oh, never mind that. Never mind that. But or both like a Hulk, Hulk's character's like really massive. But it depends on like what you want. You agree? There we remain. So we got the muscle. And the shoulder, it's right there, but it's not. The shoulder's right there. And make this gap right here, because you want to make sure you're facing the right direction. So this is the women's arm. This is the women's arm. Somehow was a little raise them to make sure it's going away. I don't if I make a mistake. So that's okay, that's on me. But sometimes the teacher can put their train of thought together. So that's a women's arm. I don't know if you can see the name, but let me see. I could write that down darker. Or else I gotta put an ink pen on it. So the difference of these two, because the muscles of the men's arm, they increase more bigger than the women's arm. But depending on like what you want the character. However, if you put them clothing, like let's say you put clothing, like let's say like one arm it's muscular, but except let's say that you wear the hoodie, you put a hoodie jacket. And so I'm gonna give you a little small sample of it, because if you put like a hoodie jacket, like a sweater, and when it turns out, you don't see no muscles. You only see the rag of the hood. That's what you see, because this is like a hood. This is the rag of the hood. Now, hoodie, because here's the thing. See, this is actually the muscle. This is where the arm is. Like, you wouldn't put that in the jacket, but if you picture it like so like this way, like where the muscles at, and put a little shoulder here, and there's your muscles, but except it's not showing the actual arm, because it's not showing everything in the arm, because it's hidden inside the jacket. No matter whatever character you're in, let's say like a robe, let's say it's like wearing a suit, or not like a suit, but like different something raggy on the clothing that I put inside, because you thought like, oh, it's like this character is kind of a little bit weaker, but except his real strength is inside in those ragged up jackets. And it's not because of that. It's not just because. Oh, it's just because it is. It's just the way he came out. It's just the way he looks. But no, because remember, when you make create characters, and sometimes you want to make sure, like, let's say there's a battle scene, like the clothes get torn up, or maybe like sometimes like if you want to if they take off their clothes, the first thing they came out is the muscles they see, or depending on like, let's say like they lose an arm, and you can't see like the inside, but they lost an arm, but you like not even see the clothing, but also you can see like parts of the pieces of the arm. The body actually is showing out, but it's not likely like there. But this is what makes the character thrive, and this is just like the hood jacket on the arm. That's for one sample then to tell you. Now here's another one, and this is gonna be the next one: a skinny bone arm. So skinny bone arms are like the women's one, but let's say the boys, like the men's one, has no muscles. The bones, because they will show, but the muscles they have is gonna be a little bit bones. It's like a bone arm. So it's like how like this. It'll be skinnier, like exactly like a toothpick. And if you have an idea like what I'm talking about, if you know, like if there's like, let's say there's like the bone of this shows a person that is like really skinny, but like you can see the bones. Those are like the slender. They call the slender people. The slender body. Like I don't know, slender. Doesn't ring a bell. Not the other one. What are we talking about? So like this is actually the bone. This is the actual skinny arm. Now, the point is, it may like look like a normal, like a women's arm, but the actual idea is because it goes like how the way the body proportion shows. It shows like this type of a direction, and it goes really on, but that's kind of interesting. Since it's literally like October, like Halloween is around the corner, or maybe Halloween is gonna be past by now. I don't know how long this video's gonna make, but that's why. The bones will actually show more than just showing the rest of the muscles, because the muscles actually like soaked in the whole body, and it has no provide fat. There it is. There provide fat, because what happens is because it shows a lot of bones because they don't have what else to do with it. And now here's the skinny bone, but now this is not, you could stop there if you want, but except there's details you could place in. Let's say this mark, it's the bone you're shown, and here's the actual parts of the bone. See the wrist, it's showing that little bone. The skinnier it gets, the skinnier how the bone person could be. And it's just like not how you're expecting. Like this is actually kind of freaky. Oops, no way. Freaky. Like a way. That's not way it goes. But if you have an idea what to use skinny bones, or you can make monsters with actual skinny bones. There's a lot of monsters always come out with skinny bones, and they have to turn out they're strong. Turn out like really strong. I don't understand. Now, if you make details, it's not automatically he's a flex. He's flexing with the muscles where he's showing. Well, it's actually because those are the bones you're actually looking at. That's like the skinny person goes. The smaller it gets, the smaller, the weaker it is. But that's like how difference, like how people make their bones. I'm starting to think about that. That's kind of like, so we're gonna call them the slender bones. I mean slender arms. I don't know when the bones came out. I don't know. Probably really could be funny. And this is how it was like. Now here's another perspective. There's called the fat arm. Now this is, don't get me wrong. Okay, let me let you know. there's always different proportions of sizes of arms. It depends how like which one you want to go. Whatever the character is, it could be good. But if we want to know how, like, let's say there's a muscular one, there's the normal women's one, there's a skinny boy, and for the body. But don't forget, there's also this fat arm, and it is like a big proportion. Like, I'll show you how this works. It may take time, but it takes a lot of space. Okay, so this is, you gotta make this like you're making a big oval, like one big circle, one kind of trace a circle here, and a big oval here. But make sure, like, you see how the length of this arm, and this is how the length of it. So maintain they all like they're connected, like they're very squeezed in each other. They're all tight. They're really close to each other, like little buddies. Like, hey, how's it going? Like, hey, like you wanna like hold tight. Like you're like playing a drag race, and you get this type of proportion. It's gonna be hard to explain. So what it's actually showing, I'm showing right now. This is how like the proportion of the fat arm would be. And the one thing for sure, it's actually because it shows like this little bit portion right here, and because of whatever character, like fat characters you want to make, or like you can make tame. Sometimes you have to know like where the arms is. Now there's a different way you can actually just smooth it out, like all connected together. Like literally like connected all together. It's like connection, like going one oval to the next oval. Like that's all it takes, because it takes like that. See, it just goes like this way. I don't know what I did that for, but that's okay. It's my fault. It's my fault. That's on me, not me. But you understand. You understand the picture. See, it takes one step of oval. Then it goes to the next oval. And the next oval, you get this little tiny bump. Actually, tiny bump, like a little bump of an arm shows like a little bone in there. But you get the tiniest bump ever. But when it goes straight down, there's no oval, because it shows a big oval to another big oval. It's because of that. It's like what makes this arm divides different, because it makes like it's connected like a cartoon, and because the arms are like cartoon characters. If you actually watch I don't know how I'm gonna say this, but like how Wally's characters, like all the fat people in the art, like how their arms look like that. That's because they have arms, because their arms are connected. Sorry guys, I had to cut this out because I just realized it's not even close to the screen, because I know you can see it. So yeah, like I said, you can see how this arm is like connected nowhere. There's no bones, there's no nothing, there's nothing there, because you see there's a little oval here, but this one is just like showing it's just like a smooth, like a lump of Play-Doh, or one, like you smash it together and you just stretch it out, and then but that's like what makes this art does, because this is like a cartoon. That's how it looks like. Now for this one, if you had different styles, like for this one it could be like this way, or if you have a different way, you could be like this way. It's just like literally just smooths like that. It just smooths around like that. This one I just go like this. So pin here, there, pin here, like that's it. Like a little bit different from the perspective. Okay, so we're on to now. We're gonna get to the next last part. Hopefully this is like enough space. I can do this. I get through this, but that's all. I can't. And you know what comes next, and then you might hear this before. It's the muscle. It's like the Hulk muscle. And again, gotta try a little bit careful here. So, like the same thing for the first arm, like the men's arm. It's really more like how big it gets. and the same thing you did for like a regular arm, but this time, and a fat arm, but this time you using that big oval to make this oval by just not using the fat arm, not using make it look like a fat arm, but make use that fat oval to make more like the actual muscles. Alright, you understand now? I hope you understand. If you don't understand, tell me in the comments and I'll explain and I'll answer your question so you might understand. So, in this case, it makes it more like a big attraction of your arm. So, what happens is, it shows this type of proportion. And it's like, oh, it's nothing. It's like a fat arm, man. It's like thinking, like, I think I'm making a fat arm. Maybe I'm not doing it right. No. You don't have to be worried about what you actually are capable of drawing. Like, what you're thinking over ahead. Like, don't think like too much ahead. Like, just think about like it's literally okay. It's the thing arm muscles I want to make like a Hulk. So, like this same thing. Then you have to make this a little bit off the edge. Look at it, you can see it's right here, like that's it, I am off the edge, but this is what you maintain, like this is what the muscles of the Hulk is. Yes, but we're gonna the bulk Hulk, or the bulk. Which one sounds better to you, but I feel like Hulk is much better. See, Hulk has like these massive arms, and because of the size of his body, the size of his head, and the size itself, it makes it more like he's like a destructible monster. Like when he smashed them, that's like how precious his powers he goes. No matter how many like people are trying to stomp him, he cannot even be stoppable because he's indestructible of a Massachusetts, of a great machine. Like Dr. Damon Better, he's like a great scientist, but it went gone wrong until a serum actually put him inside his body, then and turned into the Hulk. See, and right here, look at it. See, this one came to this together, and this is when the elbow comes in. But actually, no buts. And this is what comes out. And when this part, this is one of the hardest details ever. I'm not, first of all, I'm not like a comic book artist for Marvel or DC. I'm just like, I have my own style art, but this is what you'll understand why I'm showing this. For this muscle, it shows a bigger arm, but you put veins, because what the veins are completely shown. Because when you actually see a person with the veins, you know that veins they're actually are showing in part because they're exposed in the body. And when there's times when you get stressed or you get range, your veins will pop out. But this is how veins. And also, you gotta remember this: when you look at veins, like you look at like a human anatomy, like you know how to understand like where did the veins come from, like where do they actually show? Like you gotta know where to show. It can't be like everywhere because it makes sense like what exactly the human body shows, like where the veins is actually pop out. Because if you may maintain, let's say, oh, I put the veins like top of the shoulder, like I put this top of the shoulder right here, and I put one vein like the center right here. No, not exactly. That's not how what it goes, because a vein goes like on the side of the arms, side. If you made a muscle, like let's say how a good picture of a character with the veins shown, or how close the camera, if you actually picture it, like you look at the camera and you see like there's a vein showing in like very close up in 4K, you start to understand where that's coming from and how it's actually going to be shown. Because if it doesn't like how match like the same way, because for a muscle when it shows a vein, it might draws everyone's confused because they had like understand like does this look right to you? Like is this how the way it looks? I mean and they're gonna ask a question you're like I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but don't worry, I'm here to help you because I am here. I am here. Yeah, so let's say this is how like a veins is shown. And this is what exactly why. Yeah, I'm erasing a lot because it's kind of I think I put it too dark. So because it shows the portion of the body. Now I could make more veins, but that's how exactly I want to go cable far enough. Because the more veins I get, the more attention of the details of the arms shown. And on here, and sometimes there's a curve of a detail with the arm, because the muscle shows like where exactly the bumps gonna be shown. Because this one pops up higher, and it will show a curve of a little muscle shown. Just like this one is a little bit different, and the skinny one because it shows the bones. But the difference is because this is a show like how much more powerful this man can be, like how 10 times like it can carry like bus trucks, like buses, like everything. But you can understand like how powerful it could be. That's how this works. So that's for today's folks. I'm pretty sure you liked this video. I probably enjoy it. If this helps you, I know it's kind of a little simple, but this is actually the good part to understand these proportions of these human anatomy. Honestly, this is one of the greatest part is because you understand like the difference on the arm can do, because this is a man's arm, that's a women's arm, that's a Slender arm, a fat arm, and that's the Hulk arm. Probably you got a new sample because this is actually the jacket of the hoodie arm, and because you understand the difference. But this is, I hope this actually works for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, and if you want to stay in the channel and you want to be a member, then you might click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in next time. Bye.